found my perfect sound. Can you see the fire in my eyes? Bitches burning out. Lightning in a bottle. I think I just found my perfect sound. Can you see the fire in my eyes? Bitches burning out.
What's up, Island Boys? My name's Ed, and I'm with First Choice Fantasy. And we're back with a different format today for you Island Boys and females and all of the in-betweens, whatever you want to be. We're over here. So we're going to be doing today, what's the first topic we're going to do? I'm just going to kick it off to you, Alex. How about that one?
We're going to talk about people getting hurt because it feels like everyone got hurt, but it turns out only a few people did, but it's noteworthy. And we talk about the trade deadline and some people that are going to go off or they're not going to go off. But
what do we call those people?
What do you call those people?
There's a lot of nicknames you got for them. You got the flowers, you got the dirt, you got the bangs, you got the booms, and instead we're going to go with booms or bust. How about that?
Flower. Yeah, you got to make sure your players are nice and fertilized.
Yeah, shout out Nick. Sirianni, that is. All right. We can just kick it off with the first one, shall we? First topic is going to be, what was it, Alex? You go ahead again.
Derrick Henry.
Injuries. Derrick Henry. It's a painful injury to see. Sounds like it too. But didn't he play after that as well?
Yeah.
Well,
didn't he finish out the game?
Yeah, I think it happened the first half or something.
Yeah, I do remember seeing that notification. Probably I would imagine.
Got his foot wrapped up, went back out there.
Imagine most people are panicking by then, and then he went back in, and you think like, oh, it's
Everyone
Derrick
had a
Henry's
sigh of
fine,
relief,
everything's
and then,
all good, and then he's out for the season almost.
Yeah, 6 to 10 weeks, but most likely 8 to 10. Not good, but he was an MVP candidate too. So
as replacement, we have Adrian Peterson.
8B.
And instead of Mike Vrabel,
my man's still in competition to get
he's old
starting job. That's great.
And instead of Mike Vrabel just deciding that maybe they could try throwing the ball a little bit more, I think he still wants to run it. He still wants to play the same way. So that's great. That's good to hear.
Yeah, don't know about the big playability of Mr. All Days. Compared to Big Boy Henry.
Peterson is like he was like Henry before Henry was Henry. Like
exactly.
Peterson, like 12 years ago, 8 years ago or some shit. Is like here's your Derrick Henry. But
in Saquon.
I don't think you can give Saquon that comparison until like he stays on the field a little more.
That's fair. Derrick Henry, though. Lost him in fantasy. I'm lost without him in fantasy. He was the best player on my team, and I feel for him and his foot, but also feel for the fantasy team that has
absolutely.
And if you're treading water with him, you're good luck with that. You're probably done. Yeah. Bye. Good night.
Good morning.
Goodbye.
Good morning. Steal somebody off the waiver wire. If you have him, you probably have a solid team right now too. I think I'm 5-3. Some other leagues I'm in, people are like 6-3, but that wouldn't make sense. Probably 5-3 as well.
Yeah.
Solid teams all around. Derrick Henry leads a solid team, and he leaves a solid team. And maybe you should go pick up Jeremy McNichols instead of Adrian Peterson. What do you think about that?
I like that
specifically.
I like that statement. I can get on board with this.
I think Nick Nichols is like in must-own
territory. Better ceiling.
Yeah. Even if they do end up throwing the ball more, like
he's gonna benefit from
then he's definitely going to be on the field, and like they might have to do that if the offense struggles, or if they just if they try to run the ball in games, it's not going to work, and then they're going to lose, and then they're going to have to throw. Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, and there is nobody else really there besides McNichols and AP. I just checked. Darrington Evans is indeed on the IR. So this is his second IR.
I thought so. Didn't he come back for like part of a game and then go back on IR?
I do believe
after that week. Yeah.
It's rough.
In other news, Jameis Winston. What do you guys think about that? Taysom Hill been on concussion protocol since week 5.
I feel like we're going to get the Trevor Siemian experience, which is Siemian comes
Really?
in, plays solid for 5 or 6 games, and then sucks. But by then, Hill will come back and replace him.
You don't
think
think
Ian
Hill will
Book's
be
the
back
guy.
this week?
I don't know when Hill is coming back. What you say, Ian
I've
Book?
seen there's
Ian Book.
nah. It's
He's a
Taysom
fighting
Hill.
Irishman. Come on now. Come on
Good.
now.
Taysom
luck
Hill.
with
He's
that.
good. There's optimism that he's going to be back this week.
That's just gonna kill their team's
I
overall
saw that,
vibe.
but yeah, I don't
Not
know. I'll
buying
leave
it
it
on
to
that.
see.
Terrible.
He's not
He's
coming
fucking
back because this is
terrible.
He's
waivers
in fact
are passed by the
not good.
time these episodes are out. But that's
Facts.
I mean, if you're talking waiver, I'd pick him up.
I wouldn't hate the idea of them trotting out Ian Book, but I feel like I don't know. That just doesn't seem like something that a team that's trying to win would do,
No.
even if it's probably in their best interest. I mean, what's the worst case scenario? He like plays worse than Trevor Siemian, and you replace him with Trevor Siemian. Like, I mean, come on now. What are you expecting out of Trevor Siemian?
I think this will also possibly help Alvin Kamara.
What I like about Alvin Kamara is that they traded for Mark Ingram, so they finally like can stop letting Alvin Kamara run up the gut 20 sometimes a game.
Yeah.
And you can let Mark Ingram do that and maybe throw the ball to Kamara a little more. That would be pretty cool. Love to see that. I think we might just end up seeing that.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. But all right, does who's the starter next year? Is it Winston?
Fuck no.
I think it might be Winston.
You think it might be Winston? I don't know.
I think it very well might be Winston.
We'll look
Although
back on this episode
be ready.
and find out if you're right.
Yeah. All right, moving along. A couple of young running backs. Elijah Mitchell banged up again. James Robinson banged up.
Rib injury for Mitchell. James Robinson was the ankle. Am I correct? It was an ankle injury.
I think it was an ankle.
Urban Meyer was an Urban Meyer level of useful about this. Basically doesn't have an answer.
Carlos Hyde is the answer. Come on now.
Bro, Hyde had more targets than Laviska Shenault and probably Marvin Jones. I don't know Marvin Jones' stats off the back of my hand, but
at this
find
point,
out. And Carlos Hyde probably had more targets. Yeah, Carlos Hyde had 8 targets. Marvin Jones had 7, so that's solid. But got 6 points out of it in fantasy points.
I have to
and
think
they're playing
some
Buffalo too this week, so not good.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be feeling Hyde.
Buffalo defense. Get them playing wherever you can. We're talking defenses now.
I just feel like, depending on the league, Shenault is like borderline. You might as well just drop him. Like right now,
that's fair.
Marvin Jones is one outside receiver, and your other outside receiver has been some combination of Jamal Agnew and Tavon Austin.
Jamal Agnew, man, that man's getting targets.
He's like, I mean, like he's definitely got some playmaking in him, but like, come on now, like this Shenault just doesn't exist.
Yeah, after the offseason, he was supposed to be like an alpha guy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I think it's still likely in his future, but not this year.
For your own sake, yeah. I would.
Yeah. So, Robinson, I don't trust Hyde if he's out. It's fucking Buffalo. Mitchell, that one sucks too. Do you trust Trey Sermon?
No, anyway. If Jeff Wilson's back, it's probably Jeff Wilson.
For that, I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah, that's a wrinkle that no one needed. And that San Francisco backfield, man, it's still the same.
I don't know. Whenever Mitchell's healthy, it's Mitchell. So if he's healthy,
that is true.
But if he's not healthy, Kyle Juszczyk,
like
you might have to.
Yeah, Kyle Juszczyk. He's about to step in.
It's just like the last couple of years with Mostert. When he's there, it's him, and then when he's not, it's everyone.
Everyone, literally. Yeah.
Kyle Juszczyk. But not Brandon Ayuk and not even George Kittle. That offense is just, I don't understand. It's like Debo coming back just took everyone's points.
Yeah,
I'm just going to put up 30 a game. The rest of you get the remaining 7.
That's probably how Shanahan put that up, like on the Excel sheet in a meeting. He probably took percentages. But if we have 37 fantasy points, Depot, you get 30, and everyone else just try to get some, please.
Ayuk? No.
No way.
It did have.
I was talking to Trent Sherfield when I said that, by the way, not you.
We're gonna bring him up later. Man, had like, what was it, 6 or 7 targets or some shit like that, and more routes ran than Debo. Something to monitor.
I think Debo's a little banged up too.
Yeah.
It's getting that time of year. Speaking of banged up, Sterling Shepard. Again, the Giants' entire offense. I don't know why we limit it to just him. Also banged up indefinitely. Do we trust any of these guys?
Kadarius Toney, if he plays,
Yeah, Tony's been looking fucking good. I don't understand.
Out on like Slayton and Golladay, and if I was a Saquon owner, I'd probably just be like spending my days crying.
Yeah, I'm probably out on everybody except for Toney.
Yeah, Toney, I'd be willing to play in the situation.
I like Shepard if he's healthy, but fortunately, man hurt his quad on a horse collar. Here we are, back in the same spot.
Yeah.
Here we are.
All right, waivers.
I would drop them in.
Depending on the team.
I'm thinking of our redraft, and our redraft is like a lot bigger, so it's like there's a lot less names available. But speaking of names, Noah Fant on the COVID list. I don't know whether he's going to play. Way too early. He could get cleared like Friday, and this would all be fine. We don't know who you got as a replacement.
Dan Arnold. No, probably not, actually. That's a tweak on me. I have no clue. Who's even...
In the event that it happens, I think I'm rolling with Tyler Conklin.
Tyler Conklin. All right, that's respectable.
He and his like 70+ snap percentage and like 5+ targets a game. Somehow.
Oh no. We gotta think about it different. It's Alberto. It's gotta be Alberto. He's gonna see all the snaps. He's gotten a decent amount of targets this year and last year whenever he played. He could be something worthwhile.
They might get like, I don't know if I trust their offense that game, even if
it's the Dallas linebackers. That's the thing.
It's true. Hopefully, that's something to think about. I didn't know if he was even healthy.
Yeah, this is his first game back.
Okay, that's kind of scary, but
definitely scary.
I mean, that's like the tight end market, and one of them's going to put up 20 for some reason, and it won't be the one that you have. So,
sincerely,
embrace the misery. Embrace the misery.